Hi everyone, I'm Charlene Shirk and welcome to Digital Champions, where we speak to some of the most innovative thinkers in the digital space. And joining us today from the Big Apple is Amanda Shaffer with the Shapiro Law Firm. Amanda, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today on Digital Champions.
Thank you for having me, Charlene.
So you are obviously Esquire, you're an attorney, but your focus with the firm is on their marketing and their digital outreach. Can you talk to us a little bit about what the firm does and how you help promote them?
Sure. Basically, I run all of our social media advertising, all of our online advertising. I post videos, different types of informative posts to get information out there, to get clients. My aim is to put out information that clients ask when they call us. And to only do original content. I've been doing it. I really picked up the pace during COVID, actually, with the help of some other of my colleagues who are in a similar boat where, we didn't have conventional advertising and marketing. Prior to COVID, the majority of our clients came through referrals. So we weren't doing much at all. And I was able to basically double our business in a year during COVID by using social media.
And what a great way to think. Like, let's already address the questions and concerns clients have before they even become a client, so they get familiar with what we do and how we can serve them. And that was great. Yeah, during COVID, courts were closed, but people still needed legal services. So that was part of the, hey, we're open. Hey, we're available to start the process for you. Let me ask you, in your industry, though, it's kind of unique. You have to get a lot of things through the bar. And let me ask you how much of a challenge that is or is not, especially with your background being an attorney. Do you think that serves you well in knowing what they will or will not approve?
Yeah, so it actually varies state by state, which can be tricky, especially with our firm. We focus on immigration law, which is a federal practice. So you could run into problems with other bars, but the way I do it is I'm very by the book. I know what ethically we're allowed to say, what we're not allowed to say. I make sure that everything has the proper disclaimer. This is attorney advertising. It doesn't create an attorney-client relationship. So as long as you follow those basics, you should be okay. But there are states like Connecticut where every single link that you have to submit to them like every single year. And they review them to make sure that you're not violating anything. In New York, basically it's the similar advertising rules that you would have offline. The difference obviously is the bar does have concerns about misinformation, but I'm very careful with what I say, and I will be very careful to make sure that when people ask me questions that they understand, because I do a lot of lives and we do questions and answer sessions, that I can't answer anything that's a private matter. And I repeat at the beginning, at the end, in the transcript, in the comment section, wherever I can, that, again, with that disclaimer that I'm not creating that attorney-client relationship, it's attorney advertising. So I think that it really has helped me avoid any issues whatsoever with that.
That's great, because there are a number of industries like finance and medical that are regulated that folks who are doing the digital marketing for them need to be aware and ahead of any changes that may be coming, because rules change every year. And speaking of that, let me ask you, with what you do and the volume in which you do it, what is your biggest challenge? Because you've got cases going on that you want to talk about. You've got clients who could be coming in that you're trying to convert. You've got, I'm sure, whatever changes in the laws that you're trying to communicate as well. So what is the biggest challenge in corralling all that information?
I think you kind of just nailed it. The biggest challenge is really finding the time to do everything. I am the chief marketing officer. I'm also a partner at the law firm, and it's just me and my partner. So I don't have paralegal or assistant or secretary. So I have focused on streamlining a lot of these things. But when it comes to the original content, when it comes to the live videos, that all rests on me. So I have to find the time to do it. And that's really the hardest part. It's not hard for me to come up with the content. I create even the little graphics that I put at the beginning. I use Canva.com. I'm sure a lot of people that you've had on here are familiar with that. It's just incredibly helpful. It sets up templates. I try not to get too much into being artsy about it, just to get it out there, because that's what the people who follow us, they just want to know what things about the law changes, about the topics I'm talking about, because that's the questions they have. So posting regularly is really the hardest part for me. And when I say posting, we're not just posting one post, you have to post it in all these different places. I've even found that when I post in certain groups that I'm a member of on, like Facebook, for example, those end up reaching so many more people than paying to boost the ad so that it reaches more people, because those are the people that are looking for that information. So that's the biggest challenge for me, is time.
Well, I think what you've proven is that any business can do it. If you make the time, you carve out the time, you know the rules, you can do it. And Amanda, we are like 30 seconds to them wrapping me, but I do want to ask you, what's the one piece of advice you would give out to other law firms who maybe aren't at the level that you are, how they can get started, and what's the most important thing they could get started doing?
The most important thing is to get your online presence, and that took me a number of years of work. But you have to get all the backlinks. You have to do things like this. Any opportunity that you have that comes available, to just do it, and don't be afraid. It will take time for results to come up, to show, but they will if you're consistent and you keep doing it. You keep posting. You make your website. You make all your social media usernames, across the board, and then stay on top of it, because things change. We went from Facebook to Instagram to TikTok, which I won't touch, but they're always changing is the bottom line here. So you got to stay on top of it, but get that online presence. And once you get it, just as long as you periodically tend to it, you're going to bring in the business. Put out good original content as well. That would be the other piece of advice I have. And find out why people are going to follow you, and then give them that content. I try to make things really clear, and I find that we get very good responses from it.
Well, Amanda, thank you so much for making the time in your busy schedule to join us today on Digital Champions.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it is our pleasure. And folks, if you'd like to learn more about the Shapiro Law Firm, what they do, or even how they do their digital marketing, check them out by going to dailyadbrief.com. I'm Charlene Shirk. That's going to do it for us today on Digital Champions, and we look forward to learning something new with you next time.